to jump into a Q&A with Jimmy, which I think will help everyone. So we're really excited about tonight. Just a couple quick announcements. On Thursday, we're going to have, there's a Zoom, a company-wide Zoom, and something very big is happening. This product that is going to be introduced has the same potential as collagen and hair revival. And that's the nootropic elixir. And it's coming really soon. And we believe this is going to be a huge game changer for our business with an extraordinarily wide appeal. So even wider potentially than our collagen and our hair revival, which is exceptional, as you all know. 90% of the new enrollments in our company are coming in with collagen. Our retention has gone through the roof with collagen. And right behind it is hair revival. And now we have this product coming that is going to affect so many people and so significantly. So you want to make sure that you're on this call on Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Give me an emoji in the chat if you're planning on attending, because this is one you won't want to miss. Dr. Plant's going to be on there. Dr. G's going to be there. It's going to be information full. You're going to love it. So I'm excited for everybody to be on that call. So tonight, I'm so excited. Jimmy Smith's on here. I love him so much. And we have such a special topic that we're covering with Jimmy. It's all about finding your avatar and the law of attraction. And Jimmy, I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart that you're here to share your stories and your wisdom with all of us. You know, the amazing thing about Jimmy is he is always willing to lend a hand. And if everybody could mute so we have great sound quality as you come in, I appreciate it. He is always willing to help and train, and he has so much wisdom, as you'll hear when you hear his bio. So we're going to come to Jimmy. Jimmy, we're going to come to you in just a few minutes. We're going to do some quick training beforehand. You know, you guys, we've been getting some seriously fabulous training from our coach, Deb Erickson, on building a sales funnel professionally. And this is actually the setup for our call tonight, because she explains that in a funnel, you need to be very deliberate in adding a lot of people to the top of the funnel, because many along the way will opt out. Now, it doesn't mean they opt out forever. It just means maybe it's not their season. Maybe they need more information or nurturing from you along the way. But she also overturns, we've learned so much in the last couple of weeks, but she overturns the network marketing myth that anyone with a pulse is a candidate to do business with you. And we learned from Deb that you need to be focused on who you attract and what attributes you should be looking for in people that you deliberately aim to attract into your business. So type 1 in the chat if you think everyone was a candidate for your business in the past. That was me. So that was me. But another thing Deb has done is she's debunked the rags to riches story of looking everywhere for that one dynamo waitress who will join your business and explode your growth. Again, she encourages you to think that some people can build this business that way, and we not to be thinking that everyone has the potential to be a good partner. She said, it's so rare. Once in a rare moment, you'll find that waitress that'll run right to the top of your business, but it's so rare. Like less than 0.1% of those people actually find success. So you guys know what that's like, right? Type 1 in the chat if you've tried to prospect every single waitress in your business for years, because we did. And we've learned so much in her training, and so much that Jimmy has taught us along the way just dovetails completely into her training. She says, be intentional in your build. Know the attributes of the team you are seeking to build. Be professional in your approach to building financial success in your business. Now, Eric Hoover once trained and actually often has said, know the attributes of the people you want on your team. Shout them out and manifest them daily, like with emotion and excitement. Create that buzz so that the entire universe is going to hear it. And write it down. You guys write this down. Take your pen out and write this down. Today, I allow myself to attract people who are. And then write the attributes specifically of the people that you're looking for in your business. And do it all the time. Shout it out all week long. And we'll talk about this if we have time at the end of the call. We'll talk about this more at the end of the call tonight.
So as Lynn mentioned, you guys, I'm going to do a quick training, and kind of a quick story also. as an intro to some of the amazing thoughts and wisdom Jimmy's going to share with us tonight. But I wanted to introduce Jimmy now because I always get so excited I can't help myself.
Yeah.
So within Isogenics, listen to this, it's just so amazing. Jimmy is the #1 all-time combined family income earner worldwide. He was the first 20-star platinum in Isogenics. He was the 2012 Man of the Decade, 2008 and 2009 Ambassador Award, Lifetime Field Advisory Board member, 2006 Man of the Year, and 2004 President's Award winner. Good grief. Now, within the industry, right? So that was Isogenics within the industry. Jimmy is listed as a top 50 worldwide income earner by Business for Home. That was in 2018, and he's probably even higher than that now. He was voted the #1 distributor and mentor for 2014 by the Academy of MLM. And Jimmy has placed his family in the top 1% of all income earners in the network marketing industry worldwide, you guys. $90 million earned to date and counting. Jimmy was 94 this past March 19th. He was married for many, many years, has 6 kids and so many grandchildren and great grandchildren that he needs a spreadsheet to keep track. He was a butcher for 40 years and was forced to retire at the age of 56 because of a bad back. He became a professional networker at the young age of 62, and he was introduced and started his Isogenics business at 74 years young. Amazing.
74, $90 million, and it's legacy money that will be serving his family for generations to come. That's such a key thing to remember about our income plan in Isogenics.
Started his Isogenics business at 74. It's amazing. So as humans, we're blessed with an amazing tool called an RAS, or a reticular activating system. Every second, there are billions of bits of info coming into our mind. This RAS system is our filter and decides what gets through to our conscious mind. More commonly, we know this as the law of attraction. What you focus on, you find. So think about it. This happened to us not too long ago. We started thinking about a car that we wanted to buy. And as soon as we started thinking about that car, it was a particular car in white. Honest to God, every third car was that car. Never really saw it before. And we've played with that. We started thinking about another car, and then we started seeing. Conversely, every word out of our mouth, every picture we hold, every doubt, every uncertainty is actually creating an RAS filter that is actually filtering away from us the very person we are looking for. So powerful. So here's a great story we heard today. If you want to catch a rainbow trout, and I know all of you love to fish, I'm sure, and you go down to Florida and rent a deep sea fishing boat, you're wasting your time and money because you aren't catching a rainbow trout in salt water, right?
Rainbow there.
Rainbow trout live in the mountains of Colorado and New Mexico and the Northeast US. If you know what you're looking for and where they live and what bait they bite on, think pains and worries in human form, what they're looking for, wow, you can catch them, especially if you know the terrain. You go in and talk to the locals in a fishing tackle place and say, hey, where are the fish biting? Where are the rainbow trout biting today? This week, what flies and lures are working? You guys,
what bait should I use?
What bait should I use? Because I want to catch rainbow trout. There is an art form for finding the people you're looking for. But if you aren't specific and you don't even know who you're looking for, it's simply too random to be successful.
So when we're thinking about that and law of attraction and being professional in the approach you take to your business, we thought who better to have a fireside chat with about the law of attraction and finding an avatar than Jimmy Smith. So Jimmy, again, thank you for being here. So Jimmy, we're going to ask you some questions about your avatar and ask you to share your strategy and your wisdom with all of us. Recently, we had lunch with Jimmy and we learned so much from you, Jimmy. I mean, you told us the #1 attribute that you look for in your ideal avatar is a network marketer. And you had such great advice that we thought, I just can't wait for our team to hear what you had to say. And that's why we invited you here tonight. So we're going to ask you some questions and to share some of that information with all of us here, because I think it's going to really help everybody. So the first thing I wanted to ask you is, you were telling us a story about Jessica Rainier, and you were saying, you know, her business was stalled going into the introduction of collagen. And she had heard this advice from you before, but when collagen was introduced, she listened. Could you please talk a little bit about that and share what she said to you?
Yeah, I shared a lot with Jessica as she was building. She brought people to my house many times. And the one time she had 82 people here, Super Bowl Sunday a few years back when the Eagles played the New England for the Super Bowl. She had 82 people here for 4 hours from 1 to 5. And she really got her people to master the comp plan, master the numbers, and know the numbers. But I said to her one time, I said, Jessica, if you really want to build fast, the best advice I can give you. When I started, Isogenics, I built with networkers. Before Isogenics, I had been in the company for 3.5 years, and I got up to 5,000 a month. I had all customers, no business builders. The next company I got in, I got up to 5,000 a week. I had all customers, no business builders. I was making 5,000 a week in that company when Carol Taylor called me and explained the compensation plan that Isogenics had and the products they had. Very, very powerful products, very powerful. I walked away from 5,000 a week at age 74, and people were very upset. My family was upset. I said, well, I don't want to tell you why I left, because you'll really be upset. You think you're upset now. And why did you leave? I said, because I want to make 50,000 a week. Now that's a pretty bold statement for somebody that struggled to get 8.5 years to get 5,000 a week. But because of my experience with comp plans, I intuitively knew that I had come on the best compensation plans beyond my wildest dreams. Even though I put it out there, I dreamed of a company that would pay unlimited debt, but I never thought it would be possible. But it was a dream of mine. It was a thought of mine. When I got my calculator, I said, why do I have to stop at the 7th level, the 10th? Why don't they just keep going? And Isogenics was that company. Now, most people in the industry don't have a clue of that our comp plan pays unlimited debt. So I said to Jessica, if you want to move fast and grow fast, look for networkers. Well, she started looking for networkers. And she texted me back. She said, Jimmy, when you told me to look for networkers, you weren't kidding. She says, my business has exploded since I started going after networkers.
There it is.
Yeah.
Completely.
Now, product users we need, and we're going to have tons and tons of product users for these new products. But product users are great. We need them, but they don't build a business. If you want to build a business, my dear friend, you must find networkers or people who want to be a professional.
That's excellent, Jimmy. And thank you for that advice. So her business is up by 100%. And it's
100%, exactly. 100%.
Your advice that everything changed for her. So collagen, simple, easy, no coaching, and then followed your advice and brought people on her team that have a respect for this profession already. So I want to ask you another question, Jimmy. Where do you find your ideal network marketing avatar? Where for everybody, where would they look?
Well, in the past, I always taught people to go to events like Eric Worre events, different network marketing events. And there's so many, Jack Canfield, there's so many different, all kinds of events, like a Jack Canfield event, any self-help program. Zig Ziglar was my first event, Zig Ziglar event, Brian Tracy. And sit next to people and build relationships, give them your card, get their cards, sit next to somebody different all the time, be sociable, talk to people. And that's how Warren Lance happened to get Michael Klaus. He met him I told Warren, I gave Warren that advice early on. So there's many different ways, but the magic in asking the right question. The number one question you ask everyone you meet, do you know any networkers? Do you have an uncle, an aunt, mother, father, sister, brother, cousin that did network marketing? There's so many thousands of people have done network marketing in the past, but not really understood it, never made any money. Amway, the largest company in the industry, I think $10 billion a year, something like that. 98% of their sales in Southeast Asia. And they're not growing in the United States, but there's a lot of people that did Amway, love network marketing, but just never made it in Amway because the plan was too convoluted. You can't use yesterday's methods today and expect to be in business tomorrow. Any company that has an old-fashioned compensation, like a stair-step breakaway, that's a dinosaur. You know what happened to dinosaurs? They went away. You have to step up to the plate. You have to be 21st century. And that's what this company has more than anything else. They're 21st century. They're state of the art.
Jimmy, there are a lot of new people on this call, and you said you recommended that one of the first tip you gave everyone is to go to network marketing events or events where network marketers will be attending, and look for people, change seats every chance you get so that you can meet new people, pick up their contact information so that, and then start to develop a relationship. And so a lot of people don't know who Warren Lance is or Dr. Colgan or what the outcome was of that. So could you do it really quick? Just walk through that process.
Yeah, I will, but I want to, don't let me forget to give the new version of what's better yet than going to these events.
Okay, I will.
So I told Warren Lance, I was coaching him. He was new to network marketing. He said, where do I find networks? I said, well, the best way is go to events, motivational events. So he started doing that. And he went to an event, and who did he meet but Michael Klaus? They sat next to each other. They exchanged cards. Now, Michael lived in Washington, and Warren was in Vancouver. So every once in a while, Warren would have a reason to go to Washington. He'd make sure he let Michael know he was coming, make a lunch date, and he'd take Michael to lunch, buy him coffee, lunch, whatever. And they stayed friends. And every time I went up to Nanaimo to work with Warren, we would do 3 ways with Michael Klaus. Eventually, what happened, like 7 years later, Michael Klaus came into Warren's downline, and then Hagedorn came in and Lisa DeMayo, and then boom, Warren's spot went from 80 cycles to 250, and his wife's went from 30 to 85. So he just maxed out, became #1 income earner in all of Canada, replaced my sponsor, Kyle Terra, who had previously been #1 in Canada. So one networker can make a huge difference, and you have to know where to find him. Now, what's better today? We didn't have this back then. We didn't have LinkedIn. We didn't have Facebook. Now, where Jessica found her networker was on social media, Facebook. And a lot of people are using LinkedIn and Facebook to find networkers. And it's, when I used to sponsor people, I used to tell them they needed to speak to 3 people a day. Well, that's over. 3 people a day is nothing on social media. You can do 100 people a day. I just had a girl, I said on a call, on Sonny's call one night, I said, social media, you should be able to do 100 calls in a day. So this gal was listening, and she didn't realize that nobody told her that was almost impossible to do. And she kept going until she got to 100 people one day. And she showed me her finger. Her fingers were all, she had like a burn on her fingers like that from being. She knocked herself out till she talked to 100 people one day.
That's fabulous, Jimmy. Jimmy, another thing you said to me is networkers, no other. You want to talk about, want to talk about that for a second? So you're finding people at events. Lynn Hagedorn, by the way, for those of you who don't know, she in 13 months became $1 million income earner in the company. And she brought a huge team of people with her. So that leads to the next point. Where do you find networkers? Networkers, no other networkers.
I'm just going to add there, and not coincidentally, Lynn Hagedorn is now married to Michael Klaus.
Yes. So it's
yeah.
Yeah.
They
Networkers know other
join
networkers.
forces.
And so Michael Klaus knew Lynn Hagedorn. Lynn Hagedorn knew Lisa DeMeo. Networkers know other networkers. So maybe touch on that too, Jimmy.
Yeah, in other words, I just give an example. I sponsored someone in Billings, Montana, and they were a networker. They were a very good networker, and they were in another company. And I stayed after them. They lost, husband and wife both lost a lot of weight with the product. So they come in the wife's name, the Montana housewife. So I worked with her and really focused on her. And they were in another company, and they were number 5 in the company. So they got me on the phone with number 2. We did a 3-way number. Number 2 came in. Number 2 got me on the phone with number 1. He came in. Number 1 got me on the phone with number 4 and 5, and they came in. So his upline became his downline. And it was like him and his upline became in my downline in my reentry. And of course, I maxed that spot out in 15 months. It was it went crazy. You've seen the book, the white book. It
Yep.
just went crazy. But now a lot of those people dropped out in between. But what happened was it found its way all the way to Australia. And Dave and Irene Miller came into my downline in Australia, and they became number 1 income earners in Australia. Then they got Gabrielle in New Zealand. So I had the number 1 income earner in Australia and the number 1 income earner in New Zealand. And I didn't even know them until they came in. So you never know where it's going to lead you when you have a networker, because a networker has a sphere of influence, and they're going to spread. It's going to spread. It's going to spread like wildfire. Once you get a few networkers, it's over. It's over.
I love that, Jimmy. And like going from there, I want to just touch on something else you said to us before the call, and then I'm going to jump into my next question. The other thing you said is their warm market becomes your warm market. So you ask someone to put a list together with a networker to aim for 200 names, and make sure when they're putting their list together that they have their real names, like they have a phone number, the name and a phone number, so that the contacts are real. They're not imagined, right? Or they're not nebulous. But then those 200 names become your warm market. And so your warm market, and he said of the 200 names, you can expect to find, like 10 people who are willing to build in that group, because these are networkers. So these are people that already buy into the profession. So Jimmy, the next question I wanted to ask you is, what attributes are you looking for in a network marketer?
I just want to say something in that 200 names.
Sure,
As you were talking, I was thinking how I wrote them in a copybook. Just imagine today, if you got a list of 200 names with the cell phones today, the social media, text messaging, emails, what do we have today? Think back, when I got in Isogenics, I didn't have a computer. I didn't have a cell phone. There's no social media. So that thing today, that could be a work of genius. The person that specializes in that today and works that today, with what we have going for us today, that could be a game changer. Just that one thing could be a game changer.
And Jimmy, I want to pick up on that too, because we got some really good advice today as well, which is when you're working with people in social media, it's exceptionally important that you take it offline. You have to be very strategic in getting contact information, because what if the platform gets shut down? What if something happens? Your business could disappear in a minute. I just heard this, and I'm not going to say who it was, but there's another network marketing company. And when you decide to leave the company, they take your social media and shut down your profile. And if you don't, they threaten you with a lawsuit. Like, I just found out about this. I was blown away.
Wow.
I'll tell you who afterwards, Jimmy. But the thing is, you have to make sure you're strategic in your business. You are protecting your financial future with everything you do. So, I have close to 5,000 contacts. I'm always editing down in social media and relationships with people. But if I'm not getting in and having a conversation and moving that conversation offline, it's not real until I have their contact information. So as Jimmy said, being able to email them as well, being able to get on a call with them. That's what you want to be strategic in that. So now, Jimmy, what are the attributes that you look for in a network marketer? I thought this was so helpful to hear this when we talked about it today.
Well, the number one thing, of course, is a positive person, somebody that's positive. And another important thing is a person that loves to help people. Is somebody has a kind heart, a good heart, not selfish. This is not a selfish business, because what I love about this business, if I sponsor you and Mark Lynn, if I sponsor you and you succeed, I succeed. If you fail, I fail. That's what I love about this industry. So you want people that love to help people, love to share, not get over on people. The last thing we want to do is try and get over on people. And that's why it's so great. Our product has the money back guarantee. If you get the product, you don't like it, you don't even have to send it back. You got a 30-day money back guarantee. And you want a positive person. There's some people that will never get this for whatever reason. And where your focus goes, your energy flows. What you think about, you bring about. All that stuff is so true. And so if you got people that are not thinking positive and not thinking ahead, not planning the future, not looking for a better life, not looking for a better life for their family, for their friends. If I at 74, I had a good pension. I didn't have to do this at 74. I wanted to make a better life for my family. I wanted to make a better life for as many people as I could. And because that attitude, it's happened. If you do everything with the right, my mother always said, if you don't know what to do, do the right thing. If you do everything with the right attitude, everything will turn out fine. And that's how I do this business, with the right attitude, with a sincere desire to help other people succeed.
Yeah, so let me recap that, Jim, because I love it. What you said is they have to love people and be an extrovert. These are some of the things you told me before the call. They have to have good communication skills. They have to be resilient and positive, and you said to me, the difference between successful people and a failure is a positive attitude. And that's for any business. You said they always have to be working on themselves. So always doing the mindset work. They need to respect and like this business model. And it's all about, and a desire to be someone who helps other people. It's all about people helping people. So here's my next question, because I want to make sure.
Let me add one thing to that. Persistence and determination. Persistence and determination are omnipotent. That's a must. Number one, persistence.
Determination and
persistence and determination are omnipotent, the strongest thing on the face of the earth. Without persistence and determination, the human soul will bend every time.
Wow. Write that down, people. That's a good one. That's a Jimmyism. All right. So Jimmy, when you are approaching a network marketer, what questions would you ask to discover their pain points? This is you guys, this is gold. Jimmy, this is one of the things he told us when we were all together. So you want to write these down. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Well, one thing I always do is I ask them and explain their comp plan to me. And what I find out, most of the people in other companies, they really don't even understand their compensation plan. Like I had someone say to me, well, I really don't understand the plan. I'd like to get my sponsor on. He can explain. And I said, well, how long have you been in the business? They said 3 years. Well, if you're in a company 3 years, you don't understand the compensation plan. I got a problem with that. And some of them old compensation plans are so convoluted, so hard to understand that the average person just couldn't get their head around it. If you don't understand your compensation plan, there's no way you're going to be successful. That's number one. And Lynn and Mark, what we've done so many times, just teach people the numbers, make sure they know the math, they know they get paid unlimited debt, they know what they have to do to get paid. Our plan is so simple when you think about it.
So number one, you're asking people to explain their compensation plan, and then you're asking them some questions about their company and their business. Do you want to run through that for everybody?
Yeah, well, first of all, you want to know how much they have to spend every month to be active. You want to know how many levels. Is it a uni-level plan? Is it a breakaway plan? Stair-step breakaway? Is it a matrix? Is it a uni-level? And is it a binary? And the last companies that hit the industry are the binaries. And the very last comp plan that hit the industry, comp plans, is the 2/3, 1/3 binary. And so you ask people, how many levels deep does your company pay? A uni levels pay 6, 7, 8, maybe 10 levels deep. Stair-step breakaways pay 3 levels to 6 levels. Our plan pays unlimited depth, and most people don't understand that. Most people, one of the best kept secrets in the industry, which is like a game changer, is the reentry above. It's like unheard of. It's never heard of before. Nobody ever did it. I mean, the 2/3, 1/3 binary was almost unheard of when Jim and Kathy Coover started this company 20 years ago with John Anderson. And even to this day, there's so many people in the industry and other companies that have no clue there's a plane like ours out there. So when you add the years of experience that Jim and Kathy have, 20 years or 30 years experience, the integrity of Jim and Kathy Coover, the fact that 20 years they've never missed a check, they've always paid everybody, not just me, everybody on time. The only time my check was wrong, I thought they overpaid me. When I called up, they said, no, that was the reimbursement you got for airfare. So this is a legacy company, like you said, that's going to be here for your children and your grandchildren. Networkers want to know that. A serious networker wants to know if this is a legacy company. And it's number one, we have to tell them. We have to let them know that. If you want people to join your company, you got to let them know you're in a legacy company. It's not a new flash in the pan. Been around for 20 years. And it's going like gangbusters right now. It's growing faster now than it ever did after 20 years.
So Jimmy, these are the things, I like this where we are right now, because these are the things when you're talking about to someone, a networker, and you're saying, what would you say to draw their interest to our company? So you said a legacy company, 20 years in experience, an amazing comp plan. They paid out $9 billion, and they have $9 billion in sales and well over $4 billion in commissions now. A $500 investment that you made has brought $90 million to your family and will continue to pay for generations. The comp plan is unlimited. It doesn't have any weird gotchas. It's so simple. You love the integrity of the Coovers and of the company itself. They've never missed a check. The other thing you said to me is the depth of experience of the Coovers, how they know network marketing.
They know network marketing. There's nobody on planet Earth that understands this industry clearer than Jim and Kathy Coover with integrity. They're not a get rich quick. They're not skimming it off the top. They're paying it back. I remember asking Jim Coover early on, Jim, how much you pay him back to the field? He said, Jimmy, out of every dollar, this is way back when, the beginning, out of every dollar, we take 50 cents to run the company. We put 50 cents in a kitty for the cycles to pay out to the distributors. Guess what? $9 billion. They paid back about 4.5. That's 50 cents of the dollar, isn't it? It was true then, and it's true 20 years later. That's a man that knows what he's talking about.
That's amazing.
He's not guessing. He knows what he's talking about.
And Jimmy, something else that has you excited now is the collagen. You want to talk a little bit about the collagen and why you feel now this is something you would say to a networker. So about our companies.
Well, to be successful in network marketing, you need a product that has an emotional impact. It's visual and emotional and consumed daily. Collagen has all them qualities. It's visual, it's emotional, and it's consumed daily. And what people have to know, and this is really probably the most amazing thing about everything. If every single person came into Isogenics and got an ownership for a 40 count of collagen, $146, 103 BV, and everybody stayed on ownership for life and got 2 people who stayed on ownership for life and taught them to get 2 people who stayed on ownership and did that 3 levels deep, nobody would fail. If everybody built 2 to the power 2, 3 levels deep in our plan, nobody would fail. Now, you could tell that to 100 people, and maybe 10 will get it, maybe 20 will get it. If you know how many people I've said that to, so you're looking for the people that can get their head around that. Everybody's not going to get their head around that. That's why you need a product that people will use, whether they do the business or not. When people see the before and afters of the collagen and the hair grow, they're going to take the product for the rest of their life. The few people that get the comp plan are going to make a fortune. I was able to make a fortune because I clearly understood the comp plan clearly from day one. There was no hesitation in what I was doing. I knew what I was doing, and I was 74, and I said to my wife, I can't go slow, dear. I have to go quick. She asked me to go slow. I said, I can't go slow. I'm too old. I got to go quick, honey.
So Jimmy, this is what you said. You said collagen is a buzzword right now. And you quoted Sonny and saying it's the gift that keeps on going. It gives you a gift of how you look, how you feel, and how your bank account looks, right? So you
Awesome.
guys
That's
write
awesome.
that down. And also, Jimmy, you talked about our system for sharing, which makes us such an exceptional company.
That's the icing on the cake. That's called 21st century state of the art. All the young people today are building a business with their cell phone. They're doing everything with the cell phone. They're paying their bills. They're ordering their Starbucks. They pick it up. They pay with their phone. They do everything with their phone. It's perfect. 1, 2, 3, ABC, 1, 2, 3. There's never, once you put a system around all the other things we have, it's over. It is just absolutely over. This company will be $1 billion company, I would say, within 18 months.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So they're all the things when you're describing Isogenics to a networker. What are the attributes? Now, Jimmy, pretend you're talking to me as a networker and you're going to ask me some questions that would get to my pain points, right? And ask me some questions that would help me look at Isogenics. And then you can talk about all these wonderful things for Isogenics. So what would you ask me?
I'd say, Lynn, you and I have been friends for years. I know you love the company you're in. I know you love the products. But if you and I are we have to be brutally honest with each other. We have to share the truth. You have to tell me, Lynn, in your company, how much volume you're doing weekly, monthly. You have to tell me if your compensation plan is weekly or monthly. You have to explain your comp plan to me so I understand it as clearly as you do. And I'll explain mine to you so you understand mine as clearly as I do. If we can get to that point where you understand my plan and I understand, and then we have to share our total volume, monthly volume, weekly volume. If your company pays monthly or weekly, our company pays weekly. And then we have to, you and I together can make a prudent decision who has the better comp plan, who's making the most money, who has the most volume, who has the most growth, who has the best retention. For us to be brutally honest with each other, we have to share all that information just between us so we can make a prudent decision whether you should join my company or I should leave my company and join your company. And that's, I just challenge people.
And Jimmy, the other thing, when you and I were talking earlier, I love these questions. And so maybe I'm just going to run through some of them and you can pick up on it. Okay. So you would ask me, is your company growing?
Where's it growing?
And where is it growing? Like, is it growing overseas? Is it growing globally? Is it growing in your domestic market? Is your team growing? So these are all things Jimmy shared with me. And I was like, they were such perfect questions. Does your company excite you with new products? Are there new systems and use of technology being introduced? For the effort you're making, are you getting the results you expected financially? Are you reaching the goals you set for yourself? Are there new systems and like new products being introduced all the time? Do you want to pick up on some of that, Jimmy?
Yeah, and that's so important. That's something that never ceases to amaze me, how Jimmy and Kathy Coover keep making everything better. They're not ever satisfied, never satisfied with quid pro quo. They have to keep making things better. All the designs, everything, the packaging, and now Dr. Plant is such a genius when it comes to products. And the new product we are getting are they're off the charts. They're over the top. I'm so excited. I've never been this excited ever, and I am right now.
Yeah, and I love those questions that you put together, Jimmy. Mark and I, we left you at lunch, and we pulled over outside of the road and sat down and said, we have to remember all those questions. So we wrote them down because they were so good and so effective. And Kathy said recently, in all her years in Isogenics, she has never been more excited than she is right now. And in the last couple months of putting together this new system. And she said she feels it's going to change our entire profession. And that another thing that has taken a leap forward in our company. And it might be a really great question to add to our list of questions, Jimmy, which is, what is your culture like in your company? Is it highly competitive? Is it everybody looking out for themselves? Because in our company, everybody works together. It's so positive, and it's so about sharing. And that's exactly the reason we were able to pull together a system like this, is what happened in the culture of this company, with everyone just saying, let's share the very best tips we have. Let's make it one, so that there is a Starbucks, just like Starbucks, everybody's doing exactly the same thing across the country. And so I love it, Jimmy.
One of the things that happened to me in other companies, I was in quite a few other companies for a short time, but the culture was so bad. And one company I was in, the diamonds and blue diamonds, and they were like on a pedestal. You couldn't get near them. They wouldn't talk. They get the top earner in one of them companies to do a three-way with you or do a call with you, next to impossible. You have a better chance of getting a meeting with the Pope or the president or somebody. They just were on a pedestal. And I said, I'll never be like that. I'll never do that. I will never. Like, I remember we'd go to dinner after a meeting, and my upline, who was making really good money, would slip out and leave us with the check. I said, I'll never do that. Never, ever. I'll always pick up the check. If it's my team and they're on my downline, I'll always pick up the check. And I've stuck with that. I've never changed from that. And so, yeah, the culture means so much, really, so much. And the longevity, the integrity, it's all there. I call it the Rolls Royce of network marketing.
Yeah, and Jimmy, thank you for lunch, by the way, because you always do that. And you're so generous. And something else I want to say about that is it's also the way the comp plan has been engineered, right? So Jim was very deliberate in strategizing a comp plan where we all benefit from each other's success. So of course it becomes infectious, and we become a one team culture. And it gets to the place where we don't care if we're financially linked. We just care about making this company better and helping as many people as we can into a better life. And that's really where I know a girl is in another network marketing company, and she felt her upline was very self-serving. So if there was a bonus that he was working for, he really push his people so hard just to take care of himself, and everybody knew it. And that's a lot of comp plans. They put so much pressure on you to succeed that people are not taking care of each other. And so again, our culture is amazing.
It is amazing, nothing but amazing.
Yeah. Well, Jimmy, thank you so much. There was one other thing that you and I talked about and with Mark today, and that was you sharing. And you said this, like when we left, you said it 3 times to me. So I know this is a really important message, but what is your biggest lesson? What is the one thing you would change in your network marketing career regarding your team and your avatars?
What would I change?
Yeah, about people, success. Okay, I'll say it to you the way you said it to me. What's the one biggest mistake that you felt you made in your network marketing?
Yeah, absolutely. As you go, this is not for everybody. And you have to make a determination. There are certain people that will not do this. I like so many others, probably you too, thought everybody's going to do it. I thought once I thought everybody's going to get it. Everyone.
Yes.
There's a certain person out there that will never do it. And my favorite word became next. Some will, some won't, some wait. So what? Who's next? So just move on. If people don't get it, if they're not suited for this, if they don't have the personality for this, they don't have people must have a positive attitude. Anybody with a negative attitude will never build this business or any other business. So you just sift, sort, and qualify. The people we're looking for are looking for us. And when we find them, they'll know it and we'll know it.
And you said one of the biggest mistakes that you made was wasting time in you want to talk about that?
Yeah, wasting time with people, negative people who just drag you down will never do it. They keep finding excuses and they'll just drag you down. Move on. Next. Next is my favorite word. Some will, some won't, some wait. So what? Who's next?
There you go, Jimmy.
On with the show.
Well, Jimmy, I just want to thank you so much for the time you gave us tonight. Is there any last minute things you'd like to say, or do you feel like we've covered everything?
We've covered a lot. I can't think of anything we didn't cover, but is this recorded?
Yes.
Oh my God, I wish I could have 100 people in this. I wish more people could hear this. I would love to share with some people.
Well, I'll send it to you tonight, Jimmy, as soon as
Thank
we finish this call.
Thank you. I would love to share this. Every time we do a call together, it's like priceless to me. It's just
Oh, well, thank you, Jimmy. I feel the same way about you.
Priceless to us too.
We treasure you, Jimmy. Would anyone like to share a quick, and I mean quick, takeaway with Jimmy? I mean, wasn't this so helpful tonight? If you do it, just unmute yourself and let him know.
I just wanted to say that when you were talking about how the culture of the company, this is the first company I've ever really been with that I was actually on a personal call with you, Jimmy, and Lynn. And that just really meant so much, and it still means so much to me. I just can't get over it. And I tell everybody about that experience, and I'll never forget it. So I just want you to know that what you do for this company is so amazing and so heartfelt. And I never got that. And I just always felt like I was all by myself trying to make it and trying to figure things out. And you were right there, just kind of showing, giving me the tips and everything. So I'm going to let someone else talk, but just know that you really, really have just made a big impact.
Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it.
Hey, Mr. Jimmy, look, I'm going to rip this right off my wall. Jimmy's Jewels.
Yeah.
Right off my office wall. Jimmy, thank you always. We love you.
Love you too. Thank you. Thank you for being on the call.
Of course.
Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you, Jimmy. It's so wonderful seeing you. You look so fabulous. And I have Jimmy's little white book, my own version with all your goody little tips in it. And Don we just said all of our love to you. You look fabulous. Look fabulous. The beet juice. The beet juice.
I feel fabulous.
Well, thank you, Jimmy, so much. We are going to jump on it, just a little bit of avatar training. So if you can hang with us, we love having you here. Or if you want to get on with your night, that's fine too.
I got another Zoom call, so I'm going to have a bite to eat, then I got another Zoom call at 9 o'clock.
So if everybody can quickly unmute and just give it a thank Jimmy, and then we'll jump on him. Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you, Jimmy.
We love you.
Thank you, Jimmy. Can't wait to meet you.
Love you guys.
Bye,
Thank you.
Jimmy. Thank you. If everybody can hang on for just a moment, because I had some questions. Thanks, Jimmy.
Night, baby. Good night. While they're in Mel, kiss the night. The bed is playing and platoon. Get up to the book. Night.
I'll call you tomorrow, buddy.
Cost you a fortune to learn that.
He's the best. I love him
Oh
so
my
much.
God. Great human.
So you guys, at the top of the call, we talked about your avatar. So you really clear in one of your avatars needs to be in the network marketing profession. It accelerates growth so significantly. And so we now have a good sense and a foundation laid down on how we do that. This is what I'd like to invite you all to do, what we started to talk about at the top of the call. Your avatar is your ideal customer. You're going to have avatars and ideal customers who are product users, and you're going to have avatars who are your ideal customers for business partners. And your conversation is going to be different with each of those and knowing where they are. But in general, there are attributes of people that you are looking for, that you want to invite into your life. And so what I want you to do is take out your sheet of paper and write this down. Today, I allow myself to receive people who are.
Or to attract into my business.
Yes.
Partners who are.
And let's think about, what are those attributes of the people you're thinking of? So we do this every morning and we read it out to one another. And this is the first part of the exercise that we do. So I allow myself to attract people who are positive, people who have a burning desire to make a change for the better in their life. I'm giving you my examples, but you guys take the ones you like, write some of your own. I'd love anybody else who's doing this exercise regularly, jump out and share.
These are attributes of your dream customer and or your ideal business builder partner.
And so back to what Mark was talking about at the beginning of the call, what you focus on, you find, right? So, he was describing a white car we were looking for, but it's what you focus on, you find. The more you tell your brain what to be looking for, the more you're going to find the people that you're looking for. So people who are positive, people who are, they do what they say.
That's a big one, you guys. People who do what they say. People who are committed. People who are open.
People who are influential.
People who are relentless.
Because you get a lot of no's in this business. People who are resilient because they have their eye on the prize. They know what could happen, right? So people who are resilient. People who are enthusiastic. People who are committed. I said committed. People who are positive. We said that. What else, Mark?
People who can make decisions.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been caught in the trap of they can't make a decision. They want it, but all they can see is that it's money. It costs money, so they can't make a decision no matter how hard I try to, explain it to them. It's just that's really tough.
Well, sometimes that's because they're not ready and you want to nurture them. And we'll talk about that next week. So people who can make decisions, that's an excellent, I love that one. People who are coachable.
Self-starters.
Self-starters, good one.
Influencers, networkers, networked. People who are fun.
Happy.
There you go.
People who are visionaries, they can look at this and see visionaries or out of the box thinkers. Because this is a whole new era we're in. This is a new time. Things have changed for a lot of people. And so a lot of people are breaking down their boxes and looking at things differently in their life. What other attributes?
Problem solvers.
Yeah, problem solvers.
This, sometimes I think of people that aren't computer savvy. It would be harder for them to understand this business because we are so modern. I mean, we're in the 21st century, and some people that I've run across, they're not, and so I think that I want to look for people that are more progressive, I guess is what I want to say. Is that the right word?
So they're technologically savvy. They know what's going on with social media or how to use their computer,
or at least somewhat to navigate. They can retain how it reads. I mean, some people. Just imagine if like 30 years ago, if we were in a coma, we got in a coma, and then now we all of a sudden came out of our coma and we saw all that stuff. How would we feel? We'd be like lost.
Yeah.
Some of these people.
Maybe people who are willing to learn.
Yeah.
Willing to
Don't
learn,
make
but
excuses.
probably, yeah, I guess, yeah, that's coachable. Go back to coachable.
People who are ready, willing, and able. I like that one too.
Yeah.
I like people that have a big money blueprint.
That's good.
And actually have money and aren't afraid to spend money and invest in their health or invest in their life.
People who are generous.
Yes-minded.
So you guys, are you getting this? So it's really important. And doing this every day, doing the exercise every day, it should be one of your starting points to your day. I like starting point and ending point because your mind's going to be going to work while you're sleeping on this as well. So just make this one of the things you do. Have 5, 10, 15 attributes that you write down every day and get excited about it, right? Today, I'm welcoming my people who are positive, committed, influential. Get yourself excited about it. What you think about, you bring about. What you focus on, you find. So I'm going to challenge you all every day this week. Write your list of your avatars. What are their attributes? The people that you are seeking to come into your business. Because the more you do this and the more committed you are to, I'm telling you, I know it sounds weird, but it works.
This is like going to the gym for your mind, you guys.
Yeah.
You don't go to the gym in a day or a week or a month and transform. But this consistent practice over time, your reticular activating system drives your conscious mind. It's telling your conscious mind, go fetch these people. It works.
So let's go fetch this week. All right. So is everyone committed to doing this? Let's make this a standard for our team.
So fun.
Yeah.
I want to say, Lynn, if I could just share, I want to really shout out to a lot of people, Prissy, Barbara, Kathy's, Pam, myself. We're going to Dallas. It's a 3-hour drive one way. I'm jumping on a plane and I'm going to Dallas, and then I'm jumping on a plane to go to Austin, and then I'm coming back to Louisiana for a 2-hour event because we have some people meeting us there. But I just want to shout out that to those people that are making the sacrifice to make that happen.
Well, and making the
That's
commitment,
powerful.
making the commitment to making it happen, to catch the vision, to plug into what's happening in this company. Like, I applaud you guys for doing that.
And
Right? That's determination. Right? That's an attribute.
Pam Heatherwick took the lead on really inspiring people to make that happen. And this is not like
Of course you did, ma'am.
I mean, and I don't want to, some people couldn't make it because of other circumstances. So, you do the best you can. And, we're all going to celebration. All of us is going to celebration and taking off for work.
So another attribute is people who invest in themselves.
Yeah, there we go. So you guys, thank you so much. This is so exciting. Let's get going. And this was a great call with Jimmy tonight. I'll be sharing it with all of you. It'll be on our team page. And I want to thank you all. I want to thank you for being on this call. And we're really proud of you and all the work you're doing right now. It's a great time to be in this company. And there's so much coming. So Thursday night, I'm sure the call will be recorded if you can't make it, but do your best to be on there because there's nothing like the excitement of a launch of a new product. And so I'm thrilled for all of you. The toolkit is already available in Isagenix Business, and you want to make sure you get familiar with that and start the buzz going now. Start the buzz going now about this product. All right. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It was really
Thanks
fun.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good night.